Today I spent most of my day doom scrolling, as one does, and I saw a video that caught my attention. It might be the single worst tech interview experience I have ever witnessed. And I have seen and have been through some pretty bad tech interviews, so I knew I had to share it with you just so you get a sense of how bad it was.
I made a candidate do a 3-day on-site for my company.
3-day on-site is already crazy. Most big tech companies I've been through have 1 day on sites. More than 1 day is kind of feels like torture when you're there. 3-day for a startup is insane already. And this isn't even the worst part of the interview process. And here we're introduced to the protagonist of our tale, the poor interviewer who was desperate enough to go through this insane interview process just at a chance for a job, maybe a little crumb of some kind of employment.
So I'm hiring founding engineers.
Take a look at this shot.
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Crazy shot. Dogs out right here on the kitchen table, on the kitchen chair. This is the CEO's or CTO's or one of the employees' feet just right here. And here's the candidate. If I was in this position, I would feel so awkward completely. At least put some socks on. You can't be showing this stuff for free. I mean, that's crazy. This guy's probably feeling like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? Because this is just such an awkward position to be in, especially for a job interview. Why would you put your feet out? Where is the decorum? You're trying to interview and get this guy to actually work for you, but maybe this is an office policy. Maybe this is a custom norm. Everyone has to have their dogs out regardless, 24/7 CEO's orders. I wouldn't be able to say anything if I'm being honest. I would say nothing to the guy's feet, but I'd be like, what the hell is going on? What kind of place did I just get myself into? But yeah, you know what? This might be a power play. Big CEOs, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, when their companies were just startups in garages, they made sure to raw dog it, feed out completely, establishing dominance.
First one who's made it to the final round.
Yeah, it looks like multiple people have had to endure this interview.
First, we did a weekend-long virtual trial.
Weekend-long virtual trial. That is not a trial. This man is fully employed. He's been onboarded at this point. He had to sit through this entire thing, plus an on-site, just to potentially get a job. That sucks so much, just so he gets a chance to get a sniff of those dogs out right there. And he's probably not the first person to do this. There have been probably other people interviewing for weekends for weeks. Most likely what they're working on is part of their product. Startups don't have that much time to just blow on interviews. Most likely he is working on something that will go out in production and try to bring them value. So he's working for free. Weekend and 3 days, probably 5 days. He's an employee at this point. This guy is becoming a full-timer. Get him a pension fund. Putting the card out is crazy on social media. Putting a little glimpse of the card. Crazy work. You got to put that away.
And then I was like, okay, I want to fly you out. So he was like, bet. He came to San Francisco from the East Coast.
He flew out from the East Coast to go through a 3-day on-site inside of a kitchen. Feed out. It brought his bag, so he's most likely sleeping at this startup too. They probably did not get him a separate hotel room. I hope they did. I really hope, because I would not want to sleep in the same bedroom as the CEO. He might cuddle up. Hopefully they get separate bedrooms.
And grinded for 3 days on an MVP of an agent orchestration platform for us.
He built out an entire agent orchestration platform, most likely unpaid, for the potential to get a job. And you can see the culprit's feet right here. This is probably the shot with the money shot came from, by the way. That is a terrible experience, having to build out an entire platform in front of your future potential employers in the span of 3 days, essentially doing free labor. Not essentially, this is free labor if this guy doesn't get paid. And if you guys want to see my dogs out, make sure to like and subscribe to this video. I gotta show those puppies off to establish dominance within our community.
Obviously, I had to show him the sites, so we went to Berkeley for a VC panel with Sequoia.
You get flown out from the East Coast to the West Coast just to go to UCLA to watch a presentation.
And had a really great debrief on the talk afterwards.
He had to do a 5-page essay after he saw the Sequoia interview just to make sure he got all the points.
I'm a really big fan of polymaths, and I loved his liberal arts take on the future of AI. Anyways, the team really liked him, so stay tuned to see if he gets the offer.
Now the real question is, did he get that job? I couldn't find him online, but if one of you do, please send him my way so I can get the answer and get his thoughts on that whole interview. I think this guy has went through the worst tech interview I have ever seen, and it's most likely unpaid too. I looked at the original video and there were comments asking and saying, hey, I hope you guys paid this guy, but no reply. They completely ghosted those questions. Instead, there was a comment by the CEO that said, super excited to see how this plays out. What do you mean excited to see how this plays out? You're the one hiring him. You know exactly how this plays out. But you know what? Let's take a look at the startup. Maybe the product is so incredible that this whole interview process is worth it. First red flag is that on LinkedIn, the CEO of the company has the stealth startup in his experience, meaning he's trying to keep the company on the DL. Honestly, every time I see that, I just know that, you know what, your product is not that secretive and not that important. He kind of does it in an ironic way and puts the link in his bio. Is just wanting that little stealth startup in the LinkedIn to get the VCs calling him up. Taking a look at their site, it really doesn't show much and it's a little bit confusing, but apparently they're trusted by LinkedIn and a bunch of other companies. And what they are is essentially they make social media videos and viral videos for B2B startups. So all of that work to create TikToks for a B2B SaaS. And I dug a little bit further and I found in their description that they only want to work with business-to-business companies that are making $10+ million a year with $30,000 in budget, which seems a little steep to me, judging by the environment that they put their interviewees through. But honestly, hopefully we can find this guy and maybe do a little interview to get his thoughts and opinions on this whole interview. And if you do want my free feed pics, make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.